worried about inflation, and I do not want you to be worried about inflation. In fact, I want you to be happy when there's inflation. Now, that's a caveat. I have a little bit of a background in economics, so I can speak just high level. We should be worried if inflation is bad. That's right. There's good inflation and there's also bad inflation. Bad inflation is what they call hyperinflation, like prices are going high like no man's land, like 20% continually, or maybe like on a weekly basis or daily basis, like there's daily inflation. That's not good inflation. A good inflation is actually a good sign because that means the economy is growing, you are probably getting paid more, and workers need to be paid more too. And also, everybody wants to grow. You don't want your child to be forever 2 years old, right? You don't want your house value to be forever stuck at $100,000 or $1 million. You want your house value to appreciate continually. You want if possible, you want to get the best bang for your car. When a great thing that actually happens that drives the economy forward, that drives production forward, that actually increases the value of a country. And so I don't want you to be worried about inflation or let me say the good kind of inflation. Now I would say, of course, sometimes in the good inflation can be a little bit worrisome, but that's why I'm going to share in this video as to how me as a person and as a family, I'm not worried about inflation and how you too can avoid being worried about inflation. And a disclaimer I want to clarify. A lot of people think, oh, when it's inflation, I need to earn more money. I need to make more money. That's why, so I can keep up with the rising cost of goods and services. Probably not. There is a good time, or there's a time when it's good to earn more money, right? You always want to earn more money. You want to earn 10% more, 15% more, well, 200% more, whatever amount you're looking to earn more. But at the core value or at the core bottom, it's about managing what you have. Because if you cannot manage what you have when it is tight, how are you going to be able to manage what you have when it is big? That's why you see a lot of people that either inherited fortunes in the third generation go broke, or people that win the lottery go broke quickly, or people that came into some money, or people that just suddenly had an increase in lifestyle, like athletes or movie stars or artists. After like a while, or when they go out of work or when they retire, within like 5 years, 10 years, they're broke. That's why it's not necessarily about more money, but about how you manage your money. So to start with, this is what I do and what I think you should do too. Number one, you already know the answer. Have a budget. Now, not just having a budget just because you want to have it. I'm talking for me, as a family, as an individual, we know our numbers. Like, you have to know your numbers. I know how much I spend on gas. I know how much I spend on food. I know how much I spend on that's an offering. I know how much I spend on philanthropic activities. I know how much I spend on shopping. I know my numbers to the T. Like, if you wake me up right now, because I've been doing so much, I can tell you on a monthly basis, I expect to spend about $400 on gas. I expect to spend about $1,000 on food. I'm just saying. Or I expect to spend about X amount on electricity and water, right? I know my numbers. So the number one thing is, in order for you not to be worried about inflation or rising cost of, because really it's not in your control. There's a term, I don't know, I need to remember, is it cost of influence, or basically it's saying that don't worry about outside forces, worry about what you can control. There are things that you can control and there are things that you cannot control. Best believe the people that are successful when there's inflation or when there's layoff or when there are changes in economic terms are those who are prepared, those who are to take charge. And to take charge, the number one step, number one is know your numbers. Have a budget. Have a monthly budget or a yearly budget or a weekly budget, whatever it is, know your numbers. You have to always know the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Fact. Numbers always tell the truth. How much are you spending? Now, if you don't have numbers or a benchmark, you can always start from the beginning. But the number one step is to have your numbers like clear cut. How much are you spending on food? How much are you spending on daycare or transportation? How much are you spending on gas? How much are you spending on entertainment? Maybe date night, maybe movie time, maybe eating out, maybe subscriptions, whatever it is. At least have a baseline, have an idea, because that's what you're going to use as your starting point. Imagine just waking up and say you want to go somewhere. Go somewhere from where? Right? You have to know where you are at. Are you going from a location? Are you going from a friend's place? Are you going from the airport? What is your what is your starting point? Your starting point now determines how far or how well you need to plan for you to get to your end goal. So that's number one. Always know your numbers. And if you don't have a budget, I can tap in the link or text me. I can not text, like comment below, and I'll send you our free Excel sheet tracker that we give to people to use for their budgeting. It's really good. I like Excel because I use Google Sheets. It's free, and really it allows me to play with numbers. Like I can add numbers, I can subtract, I can deduct, I can multiply. It gives me a good idea. And really, you don't need to be a guru in Excel. At the core level, just addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That's it. If you can use equals to, divided by, times, minus, you're good. Plus sign, that's it. So have a baseline. Know your numbers, track it. That's what I do. That's why I'm not worried about inflation. I know how much I'm spending on a monthly basis. I know how much I have earmarked for my family, for myself to spend on a monthly basis. And so my goal is to try as much as possible to keep within that number every month. There are times when I go above and there are times come in between. But over time, they even out. Maybe over 2 months, 3 months, they even out. Number two, this is where I'm going to get really tactical. Live below your means. Now, what does your means mean? What does living below your means mean? It means different things to different people. But I would say, for the purpose of making this very easy, whatever amount you earn, I would say there's a difference between your gross income and your net income. As an entrepreneur myself, I make revenue and I also have net profit, right? From a gross income standpoint, that is your earning power, that is your earning capacity, that is how much you're able to command in the workplace, in the workforce, in the marketplace as an entrepreneur. It's a revenue. But that is not what makes it to your pocket. How much gets deposited into your bank account? That is the number one thing you should be worried about. How much is your net income? Or as an entrepreneur, if you are doing an LLC or a sole proprietorship model, what is your net profit? Or if you are making so much revenue, are you paying yourself whatever amount you pay yourself, whatever amount gets into your bank account, whatever amount you can spend, you can feel, you can touch? That's what you should use as your means, as your baseline. Never ever benchmark against your gross income. I know rental agencies, credit card companies, house, financial institutions always ask for your gross income. I made a video about that and I talked about how and why that happens. But for the most part, you as the employee, you as the income earner, you as the personal finance master that you are, you want to always, always benchmark against your net income or your salary that comes into your account. Now, living below your means, like I said, this is going to get tactical. Let's say, for an example, I bring in $5,000 in my net account. That's how much comes into my account every month. As an entrepreneur, I pay myself a 5K salary, or as a contractor, I get paid $5,000 on a monthly basis. What does it mean to live below your means? Living below your means really is not, oh, I'm spending $4,500 per month. No. What I do, my family do is, I know this is gonna sound crazy. Hear me out. We try, if I was earning like 5K, as much as possible, we want our expenses to not be more than 65%, or even like $4,000 or 3,500, even 3,000. Like, because the more room I'm able to give myself at the month end, the more room I'm able to have if things go south or if things go left. So the more I'm able to live below my means, the more I am less affected by inflation. That's really it. That's how companies, corporations, CEOs operate. The company makes revenue, they have expenses. As much as possible, they want to have something left from net profit. They want to have something left for cash flow. That's the only way to get ahead. So living below your means is not just saying, oh well, Paul, I brought in $5,000 and then I'm going to spend $4,500. I'm going to spend $4,950, or I'm going to spend $4,999. No, living below your means you're going to spend way less, way less, way less. Now, this is where people come and ask me, oh, Paul, how much is this? I don't know. How much are you comfortable with? This is why I tell you, have financial goals. Have financial goals, because when you have financial goals, your financial goals drives how much you want to spend on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. If your goal is to save 15K in a year as a starter, that means every month you need to save at least $1,200 per month, or $1,300 per month, thereabout. Have financial goals. If your goal is to invest X dollars of amount every year, that's what should drive your monthly spend. So that's why I am not affected by inflation, because I live way below my means. Way below my means. Like, I could afford to, right now we rent, we rent, right? I could afford to pay a mortgage of 4K, 5K easily. I will not feel it. But no, I choose to be paying rent of 1,500, $1,600 per month. That's literally it. And I'm okay with it. 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. I'm really good. Now I know everywhere different, right? Like, if I'm living in New York, in Brooklyn, or living in Los Angeles, or living in San Francisco, or living in Las Vegas, or living in Seattle, Washington, or living in Boston, Massachusetts, my rent will probably differ. Also, too, my income will probably differ. But even beyond that, too, I will adapt. That's why I tell people to always I tell you to adapt. You have to adapt to your income. I know it's very easy. Oh well, Paul, I work so hard. I want to live in a nice house. Hey, go for it. I support you. But beyond living in a nice house, beyond driving a nice car, beyond wearing nice clothes, beyond eating well, you should always have something after your monthly expenses have been taken out. Now, mind you, that's only monthly expenses. There are also yearly expenses that you pay for, or it could be quarterly expenses. If you own a home, you're probably paying taxes every year on your property. If you own a home, if you don't do it yourself, you probably pay someone to help you mow your lawn or plow your snow. If you own your home, you're probably doing some home repairs. Now, even if you don't own your home, some people have memberships, right? Maybe you belong to a lifestyle membership, maybe a golf club, maybe a gym. You pay yearly, or maybe you have a timeshare, or maybe you have credit card that require annual fees. Whatever it is, you are paying yearly for it. Also factor that in to your expenses. The way I like to do it, I will first of all take care of my monthly or most important expenses: rent, food, whatever. Then whatever is left, I'll roll over the surplus to my yearly expenses. Maybe there are things I don't have to pay for. Now, things like taxes, you must pay for that one. No dodging. Now, to go for, some people have maybe vacations that we want to give uh, every year. Shop clothes every once or twice a quarter, or twice 6 months, or whatever it is you want to do. Having a good track, having a good record of your yearly expenses with your monthly expenses will set you apart for success. That's why, again, like I said, I know my numbers. I know my monthly expenses. I know my yearly expenses. For example, my wife and I are going to the parks next week, right? We already planned for that before, and so it's not coming out as a surprise, right? So the parks are not things that going to the parks is not things that we do on a monthly basis. Probably go like once or twice a year, right? Or maybe once a year when we go on vacation. That's part of it also. You have to know your numbers. So when you factor in your monthly expenses, your quarterly expenses, and your yearly expenses, or your biannual expense, whatever it is, combine that together, single number, and combine your annual income, net income, single number, you need to be below. Now, people ask me how much is below: 70%, 80%, 40%. I don't know. Again, like I said, back to what I said before, it's your financial goals. Those are the things that should drive you. What goals do you have set for yourself this year? What goals do you have set for your family this year? Do you want to give more? Do you want to save more? Do you want to invest? Now, savings, there's a good part to savings, right? You always need savings. Let's face it. You need some backup in case things happen. Case in point, maybe your car breaks down. Case in point, you have a good medical bill. Case in point, your home needs repair. Case in point, you run into maybe your cousin's getting married and they ask you to be on the bridal train, or your daughter's getting married, or your best friend's getting married and you want to support them. Whatever it is, that's why you need to have savings. That said, once I'm living below my means, my next step is now to compare how much I was spending. Remember, I said I know my numbers at step one versus how much I'm spending now. So if before I was spending 2K on a monthly basis, but because of inflation, I am now spending 2.5, or since I've gone up, I need to know where it went up at. Is it going up at grocery level, rent level, or is it going up at daycare level? Whatever it's going up at, you need to understand where it is, what is happening, like what is driving the rise in your expenses. Again, tying back to my first point, know your numbers. So now that you know your numbers at like your baseline, number two, you're living beyond your means. Number three, you want to think about what is driving my increase. How much have things gone up compared to before? Mind you, if you are living below your means already, even if things go up, you're not still maxing out your income. That's why again I said it's important to live way below your means, because if you live way below your means, you have enough room to weather any shocks or any inflationary trends. If you're living below your means, you also have room to weather any unforeseen things. So if number one, like I said, step one, you know your numbers. Number two, you're living below your means. Number three, what is your current numbers? How much are you spending now compared to before? If things have gone up, for example, I know that our grocery bill has gone up. It's not natural. We are natural, we love food in our family, right? But then also things are gone up, like good stuff actually go up, and that's okay. But we also know how much we were spending before, and we know how much we are spending now. So reality, we can determine, okay, our grocery went up by 20%, our grocery went up, our gas went up by 30%. That's a good number. Now, what are those variances? Remember, I said if you already had an amount you were trying to spend, let's say I was earning 5K and my goal was to spend 3K. Now I'm spending maybe 4K per month, keeping the same way. Step four, realign, adapt. How do I adapt? Now, this is where a lot of people say, oh, well, since I'm already behind on my spending, I'm already, I'm spending I'm earning 5K and I'm spending 4K right now, I'm good. No. Again, you want to think as a CEO, you want to think as a personal finance master. How can I adapt to these trends? How can I change my strategy? How can I strategically change my spending so I don't go past 3K? Now, there are sometimes like really you can't do much than go past 3K. But I'm pretty sure if you are honest with yourself, you can find ways to cut your cost that you don't have to get to 4K. As an example, right? You have to think. This is where people get carried away. Like they don't want to think. They don't want to like, yeah, I know. I still want to go on this. Think like a company. Companies don't care. Like I know it sounds rude, it sounds ruthless, it sounds like no emotions, but it's the truth. If they see that their costs for activities, engagement, goods are going up, what do? They slash costs. They slash costs. They don't. I know it's not going to sound nice, but they lay off people, right? Maybe they cut back on Christmas activities. Maybe they reduce bonuses. Maybe they reduce travel. You have to adapt. You have to adapt to the economy. You have to adapt to your situation, especially if your revenue or your income is not increasing. Again, if you're earning 5K and you're spending 3K on a monthly basis, and you're still earning 5K, but now you're spending 4K because of inflation, gas prices have gone up, food has gone up, your landlord has increased his rent, your daycare has increased their prices, your shopping have increased because clothes are more expensive. Your hair, to do your hair is expensive. To get your nails done is expensive. To to go to cinema is expensive. Whatever it is, it has gone up. If your top line, your income has not gone up, why should you necessarily increase it by that? This is why I said to. So I tell people, or I tell you today, Think like a CEO. Think like a manager. Think like you're the boss, because you are really the boss of your life. You are the boss of your finances. You are the boss of your spending. So, step 4 is where I say strategically adapt to the situation. Now, when it comes to cutting costs, oh, let me cut coffee. Oh, let me cut eating out. No, 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 no. You have to think again. Sit down and think. I understand people don't want to do it. It requires work. It requires thinking. It requires you to be strategic in your behavior. Don't just cut costs mindlessly. Think about it. How much do I want to cut in my expensive? Using the example that I gave, let's say you were spending $3,000 and now there's inflation, and to keep the same lifestyle, you are spending $4,000. What should you do next? Think about it. How much do you want to cut your cost by? What, $500, $300, $100, whatever it is. Again, have not stress the importance of having a North Star. Like, don't just say, I want to cut my cost. Cut my cost by how much? Cut my cost by what? Over what period of time? That's how you achieve strategic alignment with your finances. That is how you accelerate your pathway towards becoming a personal finance master and becoming a guru in your money. My family, we have goals. When it comes to cutting costs, I'm like, honey, that's my wife. I was like, I think we're spending too much money this month because of inflation. Let's cut back by 200, $250. I could just say like $250. And sometimes it may not be visible. She's like, baby, you already cut money already. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let's see, what can we do? Okay, maybe gas, drive out less. Maybe we cannot, because we like some things, we value a lot of things, like we value good air, we value good food. Maybe eat out less. Maybe instead of me cutting my hair every one week, I cut my hair every 2.5 weeks. Right? Something like that's what you gotta think. And that's why I love this process. It's called problem solving. Again, I love to call it problem solving. You have to think about what best can help me achieve my goal. You have to have a goal you're working towards. Even if there's inflation, don't just say, oh, I give up. Oh, like, no. Sit down and think through it. What areas have gone up in my expensive? Is it my rent? Is it my gas money? Is it my food money? Is it my queue money? Is it my daycare money? If daycare has gone higher, think about it. Okay, even if daycare has gone higher, can I come to an agreement with the daycare academy? Maybe if I pay upfront, they'll give me a discount. If not, maybe I'll find a cheaper daycare. Or instead of paying for 10 hours, can I pay for 6 hours instead? Right? You got to figure out ways in which you can adapt to your situation. Think like the CEOs think. Think like the entrepreneurs think. Think as a problem solver. And once you have determined your way to adapt to that gap, right? Remember, you were spending 3K and now you're at 4K. Next step is what? Take action. Do you want to cut your costs? Do you want to increase your earning power? There are different things you can do to come to. My family, what we do is we cut our costs. That's like one of the fastest things to do. But also, there's only so much you can cut for earning power. I'm telling you, I cannot count how many times people have told me, "Oh, Paul, oh, I've cut my cost too much. I've cut my cost," and I'm like, let's see. So we look at it and say, I ask them questions like, what do you care about the most? You talk about, okay, I want to have a massage time spa. Okay, how often are you having spa time? Every week. Every week. Well, there we have it. Can you have a spa maybe once every 2 weeks? Once every 3 weeks? I don't know. Okay, we cut our spa. All right. We look. Oh, I see shopping. Oh, Macy's, I see. Macy's, I see. Amazon, I see dealer. I'm like, okay. How often are you shopping? Your clothes look good. I have had. I'm not saying I'm the perfect person, or don't be like me, but like I've had shirts I've worn for the last 6 years. Like literally, now I've gained a lot of weight, so those shirts are becoming a little bit tighter for me now. My neck is getting fatter, my arms are getting a little bit bigger, right? But if nothing's wrong with your clothes, nothing wrong with your shoes, I think since the beginning of this year, I've actually made a point of duty to wear only one shoe. Now I'm a guy, right? You can tell I'm a guy, but honestly, how many people are looking at my shoes and who cares? Who cares? Jeff Bezos was worth $10 and he was driving a Honda Accord that was beat up. Case in point, this guy is worth over $10 billion and is driving a Honda Accord, not a Ferrari, not a Lamborghini. Now, me, I'll tell you that if I'm worth $10 billion, best believe I'm getting myself either a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini or something nice for myself or a car, right? But this guy, he was scared and he cared. People probably made fun of him, but hey, make fun of me. He is smiling at the bank. He's got $10 billion of net worth and is driving under Accord. And you that are what 1 million, what 1,000, you're like driving. You're driving the newest Toyota Grand Islander. You're driving the newest Honda Pilot. You're driving the newest Mercedes Benz GLE. This guy is worth 10 billion and is driving under Accord. So again, but I get it. Everybody has priorities. Everybody has things that they care about, which is totally fine. Like, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying you have to be able to adapt to the situation. Either cut your cost, and if you can find a new job, absolutely, like, go for it. Like, find a new job and a new role. Increase if you're an entrepreneur, raise your prices, get more customers, cut down your cost. Maybe work with your suppliers. If you have too many employees, roll your employee count, maybe automate some tasks using AI. Whatever it is, you want to think of how you can adapt. Like I said, adapt. And then number 4 is your action plan. Now that you've done everything, like I said before, like, action plan, do something. Like, do not just sit down and say yes, like I said before, like cutting your costs, going to your numbers, increasing your income, maybe applying for jobs, applying for grants, or increasing your prices, whatever it is that you can do to increase your income. Of course, do it. Whatever you can do, take action. And when you take action, next step is what? Consistency. Like me now, I'm loving my new style, honestly, of this car, because I'm like, oh, it's holding me accountable, right? Because no excuses. Before, I wanted to set up my studio, turn on my lights, test camera. Now I don't really care. I'm just like, hey, I'm in the car right now. I'm on break. I can come out and do a short video that will educate, that will enlighten, that will empower somebody on how to take charge and not allow inflation to affect them. So number 5 is what? Consistency. You have to be consistent. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's crappy, if you do it at like 11 a.m. or you do it at 11 p.m., take action and be consistent. Every day in, day out, week in. I cannot stress this enough again. Like, there are so many things I cannot stress out enough, right? Having a budget, being strategically adapting to the system, taking action, being consistent. But you have to be consistent. It's like marriage. Like your child, like every day you have to give your child a shower. Every day you have to feed your child. Every day you have to take your child to school. Every day you have to go to work. Every day love your wife, love your husband. Every day, maybe every week, go to church. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And I know it's not easy. Like, I'm guilty, right? I was gone for what? I don't know, 6 months on YouTube, and I'm back now. But now, I don't care. If I'm in the car, if I'm in my studio, if I'm on the road, I want to get my video out every week. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Consistency. That's my goal going forward. It doesn't matter if it looks nice, if I'm in my nice, fancy background or my nice, fancy studio. Be consistent in everything you do. Be consistent. That's it. And then you get results. Now that we've talked about the 5 steps, like I said, number 1, tracking your numbers or knowing your numbers. Number 2, living below my means. Number 3 is identifying the variances and taking action on how things have changed for your finances. Number 4, it is strategically adapt to the situation. Like, whatever it is, you have to cut your costs, increase your income, raise your prices, whatever it is. Then number 5, take action. Take action. Number 6, be consistent. That's it. Be consistent. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. I was checking my budget sheet the other day and I have like records from 2021. Isn't that? No, 2019. Like, way back. But I don't go through a lot of them, but I'm just like keeping it. You have to be consistent. Like, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 12, year 1. Year 1, month 1, month 2, month 12, year 2, again, keep going, year 3, year 4, year 5. I've been married for close to 5 years now, and we actually have budget sheets from when we first got married. Like when I first got married, me and my wife sat down together to determine how much could we afford for rent, how much could we afford for food, how much could we afford for entertainment, for game time, how much could we afford for utilities like electric, like this. I say, wow, thank you, Lord, because it even reminds me of the time when things were hard, right? Like we got married, things were a little bit hard, we're still getting better. And now we are living lifestyle inflation. So I think that when you look at everything together, you want to always be consistent. Not just 6 steps. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what to do. Take action. Determine what you're going to do. Are you going to cut your costs? If you don't have a budget, are you going to have a new budget sheet? If you have a budget, are you going to review your numbers and determine how much inflation has eaten into your wallet? Whatever it is, take action. And that's how, my friend, that's how I'm always, because I'm always living below my means, I'm always taking action to cut my cost or to increase my income. I'm always consistent. That's why I'm not bothered by inflation. That's why I'm not worried about. I'm not happy. It's like prices are going up every time, but it is what it is. I go to the gas pump and I'm not thinking, oh man, oh, should I buy gas or not buy gas? I go to the grocery store and I buy my name brand. I buy my Kellogg's cornflakes. I buy my Pig Milk. I buy my name brand juices. I love them because even though they keep going higher, I'll find a way to arrange it. Like this year, my wife and I were planning something big for our anniversary, but because of the way things are going, things are expensive, we cut back on our expenses. We're like, okay, instead of going to Bora Bora or going to the Maldives, right, or going to Grand Cayman Islands, we'll do something small scale but still good enough, right? So we can leave some money in room in case for future things that come up. Again, there are going to be things that are coming up, right? Family expenses, medical expenses, home repairs, things will always come up. But if you are well prepared, you will always, I guarantee you this, you will always be ahead of inflationary trends. Thank you for watching. If you found the video helpful, have any feedback, let me know. But please share with your friends. Let them know how they can be inflationary proof. Thank you. I'll see you the same time next week. Bye for now.